What's up guys, Garrett here with self.dev. Today we're going to answer a question from the self.dev subreddit. Be warned, if you post a question in there and I feel like it's going to be a multi-paragraph response for the answer, I'll probably make a video answering you and just link that in one of the comments. If it's just a 1 to 2 sentence answer, I'll probably just post a comment, but I'm usually too lazy to type out multi-paragraph answers. Plus I get content for YouTube this way too. So we're just gonna answer the question in a video. So let's go. Need a direction or mentor. Hello all, I am new to the Reddit community here and I'm looking to become a self-taught developer so I can get out of the utility industry and do something I might enjoy and be proud of. A little backstory, I'm 29, have been doing labor my entire life, am a journeyman in gas and about to become a journeyman in overhead electric. Making good money in both industries, but just not content with the jobs or quality of life. I currently have no debt and would like to keep it that way with no college, which you don't need to go to college to become a developer. I would argue that it's kind of more of a hindrance going to college because one, you're kind of locked in for 4 years, right? Like you're kind of set on there's like a set pace you have to follow. Two, you're gonna be forced to learn a lot that you don't want to learn. Like you're gonna have to take classes you don't want to take, which you mentioned in here. Not to mention, I don't enjoy schooling. We're learning things that sometimes you basically just say you don't want to learn stuff that has nothing to do with what you want to learn, right? So, which that makes sense. So there's like the opportunity cost. You're usually learning outdated stuff, and plus there's just too many resources online to need to go to college now. I can also move anywhere in the country and have no ties to my current location. So that's great. That means you can apply to jobs anywhere in the country, and whichever one you get a job at first, you can just move there and start working there. So here are my questions. 1. How can I get into code and do something I might enjoy and be proud of? So you say might enjoy and be proud of. So first off, I would say go to Free Code Camp. This is what I recommend to everybody. Go to freecodecamp.org or .net, forget which one it is, and do their responsive web design certificate or front-end developer course. That's gonna make sure you even like code because you can get to where you're making a lot of money in code, but if you don't like it, you're only gonna achieve mediocrity as a dev. You're not gonna get to a high level. So you do need to make sure this is something you like. Plus tech's always evolving, so you're always gonna have to be acquiring new knowledge and assimilating new knowledge, which is why I think the LinkedIn assessments are great. I don't think they're particularly great at testing the individual skill that they say they're testing you on, but if you can go and do a LinkedIn assessment that you have no experience on and Google and find the right answers quickly and answer it correctly and pass the assessment, then I feel like you would be a great dev because you can quickly find the correct knowledge and implement it. It's not good for the LinkedIn test makers, like it means they're making crappy tests, but the ability to rapidly acquire and assimilate knowledge is a good skill to have as a dev, AKA your Googling skill must be high. But yeah, go to Free Code Camp, make sure you even like code. What areas location-wise would be best? Side note, I love living in the country areas, maybe down south. I would recommend Texas, either like Austin or Dallas, maybe Houston. I'm not really sure what the job market's like in Houston, but I know Austin is becoming pretty big tech-wise. I feel like most of Silicon Valley, maybe not most, but a lot of Silicon Valley is moving down to Austin. Dallas, I was looking for a job for a month and I found one in tech here. So that's not when I was a new dev, that was recently. That was like the past month I've been looking for a new job and I found one. So I know currently the job market's pretty good here. Plus in Texas, you don't have income tax or state income tax. So that's another bonus, but that's just my recommendation on where to live. It does get really, really hot in the summer. So that's kind of like a down thing. And there's not a whole lot of nature stuff in Dallas if you like nature stuff, but nah. But since you don't have ties to your current location, can live anywhere in the country, I'd say apply to jobs throughout the country. Find the one you get first, move there and work there for a year. And then you'll have some solid experience. Then you can start applying to other jobs and probably get a remote job. For your first dev job, generally, I don't feel like you should have a remote job for your first dev job. That's gonna make it way harder to get your bearings, I guess is the way I want to say that. It's way easier to just be able to go over to your lead dev or whoever's next to you and be like, hey, I'm stuck on X. What would you do in this scenario? But after your first dev job, I feel like you've got some experience. You know how most jobs are probably going to work tech-wise, and then you don't really need to be in the office after that. What's next here? What languages are best entry level to start learning? Seems like everybody has 2,000 different opinions on this, maybe most universal and beginner friendly. So my opinion on this is that front-end development is the easiest to get into because you can build a portfolio that looks nice. You can build projects that look cool, point to that and say, hey, look, I've built this stuff. I know what I'm doing. You can hire me, it's safe. Because usually the path you're gonna go is, if you're not going the college route, is you're gonna build a portfolio that looks cool. You're gonna apply to startups. One startup is gonna be like, okay, yeah, we'll take a chance on him. They'll hire you. and then you get your first dev job. So I would recommend front-end development, and then from there you can pivot and go to maybe like Android or iOS or backend or whatever other route you want to go to. But you'll have some experience in the tech industry, and that like getting that first bit of experience is highly important. So with that said, HTML, CSS, learn that first, build like 3 or 4 projects in HTML and CSS, which I think Free Code Camp has you do. And then learn JavaScript, build 3 or 4 projects with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then I would probably go down the JavaScript frameworks or libraries route, like with React, Angular, or Vue. Whichever one of those you pick kind of depends on what's popular in your area, or if you're willing to move anywhere in the country, doesn't really matter as much. I know in Dallas, when I was applying to jobs for the past month, probably 80% of the jobs wanted you to have React, probably 20% wanted you to have Vue, and then I don't think I had any Angular jobs come up. So Angular is not popular in Dallas, but again, just see what's popular in the area that you want to live. Unless you're working remote, then it's kind of a moot point. If you're working remote, I'd probably just learn React because that's like what's most in demand. So there's that. How much money can you expect to make to start? Can you still support a family? Not to mention, I currently make 6 figures and sound crazy, I'm sure, being unhappy with my job. Not really. I mean, like the amount of money you make does not equal job satisfaction, right? Like that's one of the reasons I imagine that some professions pay so highly. Like it's a high stress, high intensity job, and you need to make enough money for that to be worth it. I'm sure there's some people that do enjoy that, but I'm not sure exactly what the percentages are, but I imagine there's a good chunk of people who do high stress, high intensity jobs who don't really like it, but they like the paycheck. So they do it anyway. Maybe like what you're doing right now in the utility industry. But when you are starting off in the tech industry, if you go on the path I'm going, you're probably not going to start off making 6 figures. You're probably going to start off making like 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, around there. So it is going to be pretty low starting off. But what people say about being able to switch jobs and double your income is surprisingly true. I didn't think that was going to be true, but it took me, when did I start? I started learning in early 2018, got my first dev job December 3rd, 2018. I remember it because it was a very happy day for me. I did that for probably 2-3 years. I was basically at the same company. If I wouldn't have been so complacent, I would have got to 6 figures sooner. I probably could have done that after just a year or a year and a half, but I was complacent. It took me 3 years. And then like one day a recruiter reached out and was like, hey, this company's hiring. You gonna come work here? And I was like, yeah, I'll interview. That sounds cool. And that basically doubled my salary and got me into the 6-figure range. And I was like, whoa, that's true what all the YouTube's saying about you can double your salary pretty much. Which again goes back to like why getting that initial experience is so important. It's like you will have to sacrifice a little bit. You're probably gonna have to you're gonna take a huge pay cut and not be making a lot at your first dev job, most likely. That's just a sacrifice you're gonna make. Suck it up, do it for like a year, maybe a year and a half, or maybe even 6 months. After 6 months, start applying at bigger companies. And I mean, there's not like a guarantee that you're gonna get hired after 6 months, but having that initial bit of experience is greatly gonna increase your hireability. I guess, is that a word? I don't know. As long as you don't get complacent, you keep grinding, keep studying, keep building better, bigger things, it's pretty easy to like rank up in the dev industry. Any other advice? Yes. So like I said, you don't need to go to college. I've got a video called like how I'd become a developer in 2022. I'd go watch that because that is going to give you like the path I would take now to become a front-end developer. What else? Network, make a YouTube channel or make a blog and start posting on that because that will show like startups and other potential employers that you're hungry, that you are into this, that you like it, and that you're learning and growing. Because like, I don't know if I said it in this one or another video, but like you're the product, right? Like you're trying to market your product. You got to make it look shiny and nice and show off all the features and benefits and find a company that's willing to say like, yeah, we like that product. We want to try it out and give you a job. So, and then the last bit here, I know you probably get plenty of these types of posts on here, but I am a working class guy trying to find my way in the world. I need to change in an industry that might give me and my family a better work-life balance. Thanks in advance. So yeah, if you've got a family already, you're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit. Maybe like make sure you've got a good chunk of cash saved up, especially with a recession on the way. From what I see in the financial market, it's gonna be a little challenging. It's gonna be challenging probably. Like if somebody is already a good dev and they're at a large stable company, I don't imagine that's gonna be too bad because like you basically there's a book called like Linchpin, right? And read that, do what that says. Become indispensable at your company. and then you'll be fine. But yeah, do stuff to market yourself, like YouTube channel, blog, go to tech meetups, make friends in the tech industry. If you're antisocial or like don't like talking to people, well, you gotta suck it up and get over it. Go to meetups, make friends. We are human beings, are social creatures, whether you like it or not. You gotta get good at that. Plus, that is a skill you're gonna need if you want to get to like higher level dev stuff, because you're gonna need to be able to communicate with non-technical people effectively, and also with developers who are less experienced than you, and like educate them and teach them how to do stuff. But yeah, hope that answers your question sufficiently. If not, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like this video and want to see more like this. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the cool content I'm putting out, and that little bell icon. If you can come talk tech with me or anybody else, link to the Discord is in the description below, or you can go to r/selftaught.dev and ask more questions there. If you want to get my resume template, the one I used to get my first tech job before I had any experience, so basically the route this guy's on right now, look in the description. I'll have a way for you to get that resume template as well. If you don't want that resume template and just want to use your own, feel free to shoot me an email with your resume. My email's in the description, and I will probably do a resume review video on it, along with a few other resumes. It's gonna be on YouTube, so be cool with that. I will block out most of the sensitive information, but there's that. If I don't include it in a video, just assume I don't have any good feedback for you. So there's that. I think that's about it for this one, so I will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Round 1.